You may call me Victor the Cleaner. Yeah, I wouldn't have any problem with that at all. LaFemme Nikita. I provide a very special talent. I'm very good at what I do. In fact, I'm so good that I am feared in my field. I say that in a business sense. I am respected to the point of almost being feared. How's that? I'm a horologist, a watchmaker, a master watchmaker, all self-taught. And not because of what I have done, but because of what God has done. I can go into any lion's den that I wish. Not that they would have me, as the lion would turn to a mouse quickly and hide. I can go into any lion's den and sit at their bench. And after 2 days of cleaning up their bench to my standards and getting all of their tools correct, I could work circles around them in their own house. After 3 decades plus of doing this, there are not many that can hold a candle to me anywhere on the face of the earth now. With the knowledge and the skill level that I have, though it be diminished, that be my ability to gather light or even focus my eyes, the steadiness of my hand, the ability to concentrate. All of those have diminished somewhat, and still, I'm the hottest thing since sliced bread. Even in my diminished state, I'd say 80% of what I used to be. And again, not because of what I've done, because of what He has done. Because I destroyed any chances I had with my addiction, drug addiction, of a white collar life, don't you know? Those of the erudite, the lofty. I'd squandered all those. Well, yes, I had the intellect. Still have some of it left, I guess. And so he said, fine. I got something for you. It's called tradesman. You're going to be a tradesman then. It is said the Lord, loosely, as an aside, it is said the Lord may close a door, but He'll open a window. In other words, the Lord working in your life may change your plans up on you. But He's never going to send you down. He's never going to send you down a dead end road, unless that is His will. Everything is under His domain. I'm really good at finding lost parts. Really good. My shop is set up to find a lost part now. Rule 1, observation 1. Have I left the room upon the moment of discovery that a part is missing? Have I left the room? No. Excellent. I will find this part. Nope. Did I mention that I'm really good at finding parts? After 3 decades of doing, I'm really good at finding parts. I can even tell you when I drop the part if it's going to be a problem part or not. Now, that could all just be, some kind of psychosis or delusions of anti-grandeur or something, self-flagellation. I don't know. But I knew I hadn't left the room, and the part And half of it was discovered right next to the bench, just to taunt me, I think. And the other half was easily 8 to 10 millimeters long and 4 or 5 millimeters wide. Ah, dang it, stainless. Low grade stainless or high grade stainless, excuse me, not a chance. Even with my rare earth magnets, not a chance. They're not going to help me. But I've got plastic runners all over the floor, a nice white opaque color, and I've got a 300-watt incandescent bulb, and I know that part is in this room, and I'm going to find it. I need to find it because it's a scarce. I got to find it. It's an expensive part. I need it. I can't just order it. It's vintage. 45 minutes, 50 minutes later or so, I found myself on my buttocks with my palms out behind me, just sitting there like a kid getting ready to burst into tears. Pitch a wobbly, as they say down under. Throw a tantrum. Because, truth be told, I didn't want to be in that room anymore, and I hadn't wanted to be in there for months now. I'm burned out. And the pandemic in Ukraine is just the anti-icing on the cake. I've had it with everything that is involved in my industry. The dishonesty. Let me just leave it in a word. So, I'm reminded of Abraham, the father of Israel, bargaining with God. Shh, don't tell God I said this, but bully for Abraham. He worked God down. I am so pleased. That's one minor victory for man. It is. Oh, wait. I'm marking that down right now. Way to go, father of Israel. Abraham, I love you, dude. Yeah, he worked God down in the bargain, didn't he? Worked him down. I mean, worked God down. I'm sorry, God. I love you, but he worked you. He worked you. It's easy to do when your opponent's heart is for you. It is easy to work them down when that's what they really want too, because they love you so much. They don't want to destroy you. They want to love you. So Abraham, okay, call me Mr. Transparency. Again, I would prefer you call me Mr. Wonderful, but call me Mr. Transparent. I try to see the whole level playing field. All right? I can see both parties here. I see Abraham's viewpoint. I see God Daddy's viewpoint. I can see it. All right. Yeah, I'd looked for that part, and I knew it was right below the surface. I was about to snap. And I looked up at the ceiling symbolically, a little off to the left, bad disc in my neck. He obliges, he knows where to be. And I swallowed hard. And I said to him, capital H. I get so mad at him sometimes. I said to him, if you will help me find this part. And what he knew, and what I knew, and what he knew I knew, and what I knew he knew I knew he knew, was I was begging him for help. I was begging him for a flight square, as we say in chess. The open window. Show me a way to jump out of this vat that I'm in, this pit. Help me get out of here. That's what I was asking for. I didn't give a rat's patootie about the part. I mean, it would have been nice to find it. Again, it was a vintage part. Get a little pricey for me. And I said to him, if you will help me find this part, stop for dramatic effect. Drama bear that I am, that's for you, Chris. Yes, drama bear that I am. And I said, if you will help me find this part, I will do whatever you ask. And I solemnly stood and began to make my way to the exit of the shop. I took one step. I have a fallen left arch, by the way. I felt you needed to know that. It's kind of important. The fact that I used to run track in middle school, that's not so important. That just means I was stupid. Flesh from the heel to the ball. Oh, yeah, pretty much. I took one step, and I felt something beneath my fallen arch. Oh, no. Now, mind you, I'm in the middle of the shop with white opaque runners, plastic runners, over my Berber flooring to protect a pocket watch should I drop it, so it has some cushioning and I don't break a balance staff. Too much details, TMI, I know. My shop is structured. It's ready to go. If you have other watchmakers come in and say, man, I like your shop. Your shop is on board. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to do business is what I'm saying. I'm on my game in there. I'm running my game. I took one step. And I felt something beneath my feet, my foot. No, I didn't look down. I reached down. I removed my left foot from the general vicinity, and I've reached with my fingers, not looking, until I grasped it. I walked over to my bench, 2 steps. I placed it on my bench, never looking at it, and very whipped doggedly walked out of that room. Oh, Lord, I pray. And the answer is yes, no, or wait. I'd call that one a yes. A pretty doggone quick yes. And I knew I was on the hook. Ugh. Just put the hook in my mouth and reel me in now. I'm indebted to him. Ugh. Because see, he can call that dead in whenever he wants. Ugh. 30 minutes later, I'm at my kitchen table, cracking an energy drink, packing a little dip maybe gonna write a poem, you know? Looking down at my left foot, starting to chuckle a little bit, and I'm thinking, God, it's like 30 minutes later. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, you must have traversed that area. I didn't use traverse. You know, you don't use like polysyllabic words when you're talking to yourself. You know what I'm saying? But I thought to myself, I must have gone over that area like 6 times. It's in the middle of the shop. There's nothing on the floor. How could I have... Stop. And all I wanted in that moment in the entire universe, the most pleasant gift that you could have handed me as my brother or my sister, would have been a hacksaw so that I could immediately start to cut off my left foot at the ankle without anesthesia or well, you wouldn't call it a shoulder block, would you? I'd have to get out my belt and strap it off real good first, depending on how much pain. No, I'd probably just do it cold because I'd want to feel it every stroke. Now, for those of you who think that I just went off the deep end completely, talk to somebody that understands what I mean when I say I loathed my foot. And I immediately, full of remorse, sorely ashamed in my soul, turned to God and I said, we have made a pact. And I will honor my part of the pact. And I had no idea what I was saying, baby. You feeling me? I didn't know. You know, Stevie Wonder says, when you believe in things you don't understand, you suffer. I love that man, Stevie Wonder. God, what a fantastic man. He's wrong. Just like my mom was wrong about fast cars, okay? Stevie, I love you, baby, but you're wrong about that. Because there's one thing you can believe in and not understand, and you will prosper. Kind of like electricity. I'm digressing, but just hold on. Kind of like Vivian used to say in AA, I don't understand electricity, but I'm not going to sit around in the dark until I figure it out. I'm going to utilize. I'm not going to analyze. And that's what you get when you put your heart in God Daddy's hands and say, here, I suck at this thing called human living. And you suck for putting me here, by the way. Mr. Before I knit you in your mother's womb, I knew you. Ha! Got you, Mr. Truth. Because you're absolute truth. So you spoke it, so it must be true. So you knew me before you made me come here. To the best of my knowledge and my belief in this moment, the Lord answered my prayer instantly. He underpinned my love for him, my faith in him, by answering my prayer instantly. He saw the emotional and psychological distress that I was in. This is how much your Father loves you. When he is that concerned about you, that he takes time out of his busy day. That's right, I'm being dookie wookie pookie right now. Shut up. With Ukraine and China and this and that and the other thing and the prostitute down the street. And he takes time out of his busy day to come to you instantly and go, hey, I feel your pain. Look, I'm here. I love you. Problem solved. That's kind of cool. I think that's kind of cool. So, I'm real careful before I enter into a bargain with God or proffer, especially if I proffer. Sometimes he makes a bargain with you. You would do well to accept the offer instantly. Remember, it gets back to the stories other stories I've shared with you here on YouTube. It's far better for you to obey the Holy Ghost instantly than 48 hours later. Just trust the old man on that one. The aging lion, the aging bear. So yeah, here's how he answered. Here's how he extracted payment from his child. He rewired me. Yet again, a transformation. Within a matter of no time at all, I was able to reconcile my psychological profile within myself and put it in proper perspective. And now when I walk into that room, I'm stone. It came at a cost. My passion for horology is gone. But now, the Lord has rewired my being. Now when I go in there, I observe fully that I'm the hottest thing since sliced bread. And I'm going in there because I want to, not because I have to help others out that are struggling in their businesses. I am master of all that I survey in that room for a third time, not because of what I've done, but because of what he has done. As Dr. Tony Evans would say, when God is involved in a bargain, it's a win, 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 win. Peace.